Hi guys, welcome back to Garden a Little. It's been a long while since the last video that I posted or shot. Quite a bit of new things going on. We got a pond, the ground is up over here. Chickens are still there, not much change there. But as you can see, compared to a couple of years ago, my garden's pretty bare. That is because I have been baking this little miracle. So she's been taking up most of my time. But nonetheless, let me show you what has been going on in my garden in the back and what I'm going to be planting. From this bed here, this was my sweet potato bed if you remember from last season. Here I got my persimmon tree that has been doing fantastic. This is, my dad brought this to me from Pennsylvania and I did not cover it, nothing, for the past 3 years, and it winterized perfectly fine. And look at it go, it's thriving. Not much else is going on in this bed besides this guy here. I'm actually not really sure what it's called, but I got it from a place where they send you native plants, and this is native to Ohio. This is my garlic bed from last year. It looks like I forgot to harvest one garlic neck from last year, and because this was a hard neck garlic, on the hard neck garlic, the big bulb has little tiny bulbs around it, and this is how it sprouts apparently. A whole bunch of them sprout, and I presume that they will form some kind of seed head and form seeds or whatnot. I'm not sure, but I'm not touching it. I want to see what happens. And similarly, right over there, same thing, another garlic. This are my irises. They smell amazing. They look really good, except it's turning out to be a monster. So I definitely need to do something about that. I wanted to chop it in half this year, but did not get to it. And here we are, a monster again. I'm pretty sure I have bunnies underneath it, but I'm not going to disturb them. Then I have these little two bushes. I think those are some kind of flowers from what I planted last year there, but I'm not positive. So if you recognize these, let me know what they are, because I don't. But other than that, filled with weeds and straw. Moving on to the other side of the trellis, again, pretty much weeds here. But look, my lupine overwintered. This is a flower that doesn't really grow in Ohio, but it came up this winter and it's doing great. I don't think it's cold enough for it to actually flower, so maybe next season. Otherwise, nothing else in this bed. This bed here is that herb bed. So as you guys know, I got my oregano, it's growing and thriving. I got my thyme, it's growing and thriving. Chives came back nice with a vengeance. We got parsley and not much else. I need to plant some dill over here in this corner like I did last year. But other than that, just weeds. This was my corn bed. Again, not much going on in here. This was my pepper bed with Swiss chard. Well, I did not trim my Swiss chard and look, it flowered. And it is a monster. I'm leaving it be because I don't really care for it right now. I want it to do its thing. And so it is just flowering, thriving, providing food for the bees and the pollinators. All right, so this bed here, I actually tried and planted stuff. This is a garlic bed. Previously was my tomato bed. So I brought a bunch of my garlics that I harvested. None of these are like seed garlic or anything like that. These are either garlic that I grew from last year from the grocery garlic or newly planted grocery garlic. Grocery garlic meaning that I bought it and it was in my fridge from the grocery store and I just put it in the ground. So looking pretty good so far. And of course my strawberry bed, it is doing fantastic, you guys. I already see strawberries forming. It is covered in flowers. As you know, last year I trimmed it back really nicely. I covered it with straw over winter, and I think that did some kind of magic because they are doing fantastic here. Last but not least, this bed here. It was like a hodgepodge of things last year, and it kind of still is. So I have like berry bushes here. So I got raspberry here. I got black or green currant. This is a bush. And then I think these are gooseberries right here. They're doing fantastic. I think I'm gonna have quite a harvest here. So these are covered in berries, so I'm very excited. But other than that, if you remember, I had two ginormous sunflowers here. If you know me, you know that by now, usually I have plenty of started seeds. I've been, hardening them off, putting them outside and all. If you want to check that process out, check out my earlier videos from previous years. However, this year I could not do that, or I chose not to do that. But I want to show you guys that you can still garden without all of that hassle. I am a big proponent of starting your own seeds. It's cheaper and it has a lot more varieties that you can choose from. But if you can't do that, you can still do it with started plants. Now, I am very blessed and very lucky that my sister-in-law lives not too far away from here, and she gave me quite a bit of her started plants. So let me show you what I got, and we'll plant those. So here I have quite a bit of plants, just enough, I think, not too much. So I got tomatoes, not any particular variety. I have a zucchini plant. I got a couple of flower plants. I have cucumber plants in here and melon plants in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sort these out, put them out in the garden, and see how they look, and then just plant. All right, starting with that same bed, this is that persimmon tree. We have a melon that is gonna go all over this bed here. Then in this bed, I just have a couple of tomatoes. That bed, I also have a melon plant that's gonna kind of cover the ground there. This bed, I have flowers. I'm not sure what kind of flowers they are. And then cucumbers on this side of the trellis. On this side, I have another same flower that is on this side, and a zucchini plant. On this side of the trellis, I have cucumber plants. Here in this bed, I got two melon plants. Here they are, just kind of cover the whole entire bed here. In this Swiss chard bed, I got a couple of tomato plants. There and there. And then in this garlic bed, more tomato plants. So let's get planting. It has been a pretty rainy season, and all of my beds have been covered in weeds, just like covered. So every time I would come out for a walk here with my baby, I would tear out some weeds here and there. So even though that they still don't look fantastic, they look a ton better than what I started out with. So this right here has 3 plants of the melons. These melons have been brought over here from a different place, so I don't know if they'll survive in Ohio, but let's give them a go. Because it has been raining and I covered my beds in straw, the ground here, even though last year it was just like hard rock, it is very malleable. It is very soft, so perfect for planting. Now, ideally, what you want to do is you want to plant in not direct sunlight, not when it's like this pretty much, because you want your plants not to go through as little shock as possible, and sunlight definitely causes stress on plants. So it's not the best, but these guys need to get in the ground ASAP, so I'm putting them in the ground. Cover them back up with the straw, and I'm gonna watch these guys take off. It is a hot one today, so we are gonna get out of the sun. But the garden is planted, as you saw, so I'll keep you guys updated and posted what's been going on. Go garden a little, you can do it. I'll see you next time. Bye.